Hey folk, look at this. Whoa. Whew. Not sure how we're going to do this. Hello again and welcome to my workshop. Now then, you may have noticed that my use of terminology with guitar building is a bit loose. I keep calling things different things. I was calling these ribs and struts and all sorts. So I've dug out my book, Step by Step Guitar Building by Alex Willis, an excellent book, and in that he's labelled all the parts for me. So I now know I should be calling these cross pieces braces, the sides of the guitar are the ribs. So today I'm going to be trying to stick this back onto the ribs. So let's get going. So I'll need my trusty radius surface. If you want to know how I built this, I'll put a link to the video in the description below, and I might even remember to put one up in the corner. I also need, well, I'll need the back at some point. I'll need the ribs, and I'll need kerfing. So first thing I need to do is to cut some slots in this support. I suppose this is called a brace as well, so that the cross braces there will just fit into it. So let me get on with that. I think the best thing is if I do this by eye, to be honest with you. I've got a line marked down the middle of the back there where this brace goes, so should be able to see that. So if I just put a couple of pencil marks where these braces cross, trying not to move the ribs as we go. Okay, I think that should do. Let's flip that over. Just check that they are in the right place. Yeah, that looks okay. Now then, got to work out how to chop these out. Now the braces are 7mm deep, so I've just set this marking gauge to 7mm, and I'm just going to mark where I need to cut. I think I'll go with this saw. If I'm careful, I should be able to do it. Need some adjustment on that one. Oh, that's a lovely tight fit. Okay, well, I've got a nice tight fit there. I think it's time to get some of this kerfing on it. Okay, I'm going to mark where the braces are so I don't put kerfing in those places. Now, last time I did kerfing, the kerfing broke, so I've put the bending iron on just to ease it into shape. So that's going to have to warm up. Hey, did anybody notice my deliberate mistake in last week's video when I announced that Animus had put in 12 jumbo frets? 12? No, it was 24 jumbo frets. I actually was reading from my script where I'd got the word, the number 21 to 24, where he'd scalloped the fretboard, and I somehow reversed numbers. So I saw 21 and said 12. Anyway, well done if you spotted that deliberate mistake. Another Dave moment. I tell you what, all the guitars that I've featured on this channel are absolutely inspiring, and Animus was fantastic last week. Don't forget, if you've got a guitar you'd like me to feature on this channel, one you've built yourself, either from a kit or from scratch, it doesn't matter, something that you're really proud of, please get in touch with me through my website, which is footstepguitars.co.uk. There's a contact form on there. If you fill that in, I'll get back to you and we can get all the details and feature your guitar on this channel. Okay, I'm just going to warm this piece up just to give myself a little bit more flexibility. I'm actually needing to bend it this way, which is not going to be ideal. So I'm going to just warm up the back, see if I can tease it into the sort of shape that I need. Trying to avoid burning myself. I'm not convinced that heating it up is going to help anything, but we'll see. Let's just cut this to size. Well, I've got one small section done, but you know, I have a feeling that this isn't going to be ideal, and I think one of the problems is that the backing on this kerfing is too thick. So I think I'm just going to thin this off a bit and see if I can bend it a little easier. Okay, let's see if this is any easier. Yeah, that's better. These clamps are actually holding it now, which will be a big help. Helps if you cut it to the right length before you glue it. This one has split again, unfortunately. I think this is one of those jobs where you just need patience. So I think I'm going to leave these to cure and then come back and do the rest. I might just have a go at this one. Now, while the kerfing is curing, I'm thinking about inlays. I'd like to have a go at an inlay. And I picked up this little jar of shells at a craft shop. I think it was about £4. It wasn't very expensive. And it's actually got some really nice pieces in here. I mean, it's used for decorating plant pots and stuff like that, but I think I might be able to use some of this. And what I want up the neck there is some petals. Spring is the theme. We're going to use a magnolia tree as the graphic illustration that Carolyn's going to do. But I'd like some leaves, petals going up the fretboard. And I found a few shapes which look sort of similar to leaves, but I think I can refine those. So I'm going to have a go at that. Now, I invested in one of these jeweler's saws the other day, and it's really fantastic. And I got some blades, actually got them off eBay, and well, they seem to be quite good. I've not had any break at the moment, but we'll see how it goes. Anyway, so what I've done, I've marked up a petal on this little bit of shell, and I'm going to attempt to cut it out. So let's mask up. I apologise for the noise. Carolyn is jet washing the patio. Now then, I am really enjoying doing this, so I'm going to put a few more on. I'm going to make this one a little bit smaller so it sort of matches in a little bit closer with those two. So I've got 3, 5, 7. I want one at 9. In fact, that might go at 9, and I'll put another one in the middle there. And then I need to do something special at 12, and I'm just wondering whether, I know my drawing looks like a load of balloons, but if I can do something a little bit better than that, that might work at 12. So what I need is something for number 7. Okay, here's my afternoon's work. The concept is petals blowing off the flower down the neck. That's the idea. Oh, does it work? Well, I'll let you be the judge of that. So I've cut all the pieces out. Next thing I need to do is try and inlay them. Right, well, it's a new day and I've just got 2 little pieces to fit at the ends here. That one shouldn't be too much of a problem, but this one here has got to bend quite a bit, and I think that's going to split, but I don't think it'll matter because I will just clamp it down. So I've got some clamps, got some glue. Let's get sticking. Okay, back to the fun stuff. Now, I've laid these all out again in the sort of order that I want them. So what I'm going to do is going to put a bit of tape across there. Like so. And then I can take those off. Leave those there. Now, I need to hold these in position while I mark it, and I think I'm going to try an experiment with some masking tape and double-sided tape. So let's do the 3rd fret first. It's going to mark the centre of the fret. So let's find the centre of the fretboard. I think it's about there. And the centre of that fret is about 15 there. Okay, so I want to position this over there, just like that. Okay, so that's held pretty firm. Let's mark round it with a knife. Okay, that should have done it. Should be able to lift that off there now. Actually, what I'll do, that'll come off there. Let's tease this off here. Yeah, I can see the mark. I'm going to be using a Dremel with one of these printed circuit board router bits in there, really fine. I've got a little bit of tape round it to waft away all the dust, so I'm going to mask up and have a go. Well, I've got the first one cut. I think I could do better than that Gonna need a bit of filler there, but it's in, so I think I'm going to glue that one in now. Well, they say practice makes perfect. I think I'm getting there. Not quite as bad as the others, but yeah. Oh, okay, I'm going to glue that one in. Okay, well, I've got 4 in. So what I'm going to do is just put some dust and glue in and let all of that dry off overnight. And then I'll come back and just do the one on the 12th fret, which is going to look like that. So yeah, feel like I'm making progress. So let's get some dust. Well, when I got to about the 4th inlay, I felt I was getting somewhere. I think, yeah, I was quite pleased with that last one I did. Hopefully I can do a nice job at the 12th fret. I'll tell you what, using the masking tape with that bit of double-sided really worked well. Actually leaving the masking tape on and taking out the shape of the petal was really good, because I could actually see where I needed to go with the router, and only broke one router blade, which was good for me. Anyway, let's get this unclamped. I think I'll just run a little bit of sandpaper over all of this just to smooth it all down, get it level with the top of the ribs there, but otherwise that's looking really nice. Okay, a moment of truth, here we go. Tell you what, that looks really nice. Starting to look like a guitar. Now then, just before I was going to glue that, I just noticed a little error, and that was, or is, that I've cut this a little bit too close. And so what I've had to do, unfortunately, is make those slots a little bit bigger in the middle there on that brace, so I can just pull the whole body down a bit just to make sure that that is covered in that cutaway there. So when I glue it, I've really got to make sure that that is seating properly. Okay, come on, the waiting's over. Let's get this glued up. Whew. Well, there's nothing else I can do now until this lot cures, so just have to keep my fingers crossed. Right, well, I've let this cure for a couple of days, so I'm going to get these clamps off, but what I really want to do this afternoon is get on with that inlaying. Do you know what, I've just found a little spring on the floor which popped out of my thicknesser about 3 weeks ago. Well, I've got it back. Okay, I'll just put this away before I lose it. Well, this looks okay, all nice and secure, and the edge looks pretty good all the way around. Yeah. Okay, well, I'm going to put this to one side. I'm going to have to do some sanding on this to get the edges smoothed down, but that's looking good. If you haven't seen these violin clamps that I made, they're just made from the leg of an old table. And I've just stuck some vinyl flooring on the undersides of each of those, and stuck a bolt in with some super glue with a butterfly or a nut on it, and it well, works a treat. I'm sure you could do it with square legs as well if you wanted to. Off camera, I've sanded down the super glue that I put round these with the dust, so they're looking reasonably okay. I think it's about as good as I'm going to get these, but we'll see. Anyway, I'm going to try and get a really nice finish with this little display up on the 12th fret somewhere. So let's get all the kit ready. Okay, well I've got this far and I'm just thinking, shall I see if I can find some bits for these? If I can do another do another 3. Yeah, let's see if I can find something. Okay, well I found these slightly sort of pinkish pieces and I think I can cut some nice little petals out of those. And that will complement the more sort of silvery ones down the bottom here. Okay. Okay, well I've just spent the last few minutes explaining to you how I think it's best to do these inlays, based on my experience of doing all these things. I mean, the only problem was I hadn't got the microphone switched on, so you didn't hear a word of what I said. So let me go through it again. This is now the last inlay that I'm doing, and I think I've got a technique that seems to work. So the first thing is to get the masking tape on with the double-sided tape and mark round it very carefully with a knife. Second thing is to get the centre out of the masking tape, the bit that you need to cut out, and then route this with the router. Then once you've done that, the inlay is not going to fit, I can guarantee it. So what you need to do then is to lay the inlay over the hole, and then with a pencil, which I seem to have mislaid at the moment, you need to just go round and mark. And the beauty of that is that it marks onto the tape, so you can see where you've got to just trim any excess off. Look, that's the theory. I'm going to do it and let's see if it works. But before I do that, I've got to find my pencil. Where's my pencil gone? Found it. So let's crack on. Okay, so that looks all right. Let's get that glued in. I'm using some wood glue and dust. I wasn't really happy with the way the super glue went with the dust, so I'm going to try this. Bit of an experiment, but hey, that's what it's all about, isn't it? Well, look, I think I'm going to quit while I'm ahead this week. I've made quite a bit of progress. Got these inlays in, they just need to be sanded down, and then I need to just check that the neck is still flat. I've got the back glued onto the body, and that just needs to be shaped on the belt sander, so I'm going to crack on with that. Obviously I've got to work out how to fit the neck onto the body and do the top of the body. So that's all stuff for the future. But in the meantime, thank you very much for watching again. Thank you for all your comments. Don't forget to hit subscribe, and don't forget, if you've got a guitar you'd like me to feature, just contact me on the website. Whew, this has been really exciting. I've really enjoyed this. My first mother of pearl inlay job. Excellent. Oh well. Hey, stay safe. See you soon.